Welcome back on Tyranids. Today I want to propose you a video about the review about the books released for the campaign Shield of Baal by the Games Workshop. I create different videos because I want to propose you the analysis about the book about the Leviathan, the one about the Deathstone that comes from the Deathstone set box that I created also a book specific for the set box itself, but the book I want to create something separately, and Exterminatus. These are the materials about the Games Workshop releasing, but remember that has been done also books about the Black Library. So those ones will see another set of videos separately because I want to make it deeper, and so I want to give the right time to each of such releasing. So now we can begin with the one about Leviathan Campaign Supplement. This is in two versions technically, because there is this one that I have that is, I can say, the premium version, or there is the one that it's in soft cover. Sincerely, I wanted the one that it's in such hard cover because I wanted to have it like a collectible, so I wanted it, and I really loved such one. I really like how it's done, the refine and so on. It's I think one of my favorites about such type of tomes, because it's really something that amazes me. And there are two books inside this one that are the one about the background and the one about the rules, and really you have a lot of options that when it's been released this about the rules, it was quite important to have because it was a really great development of the armies. Instead, about the background, it's still valid because it doesn't depend about, we can call it the edition, but about the environment, the situation. So it's really something amazing. It has a lot of information that it's almost specific about here. Okay, technically you have also the Shield of Baal of the Black Library available, so there you can find also some details and so on explained. But here there are the images and so on that I think that it's quite amazing to see and learn about. Now we can see about the books. So we had the one about the rules and the one about the background. As you can see, the two covers are different, and the one about the rules has the same cover as the same 20th edition about the Tyranids. So it's really the same image, as you can see, and I really love such one. So now we can open about the rules and see that there are amazing contents. See about such images that it's simply fantastic. And if you go to see, we can find also other options really quite interesting, because we have a lot to see eventually about, and there are a lot of details about the armies that you can see, and how to use this book and so on. And really you have a lot of images inside here that can give you a lot of sight. For example, this image of an army of Tyranids against the Astra Militarum. And here we can find a lot of information also about the different missions. So we can find all the parts about the missions themselves. And these ones, as you can see, it's involving also the sororitas, because it's a main part about these battles. And really, you can find a lot of options that you can use to recreate also your own campaign eventually, because you have only to adapt a bit, but they are still valid eventually to create something completely interesting as a campaign to conquer a world and so on. And I love such images because there are miniatures, okay, but they make you enter in the feeling of what it was. As you can see, there are also part about the objectives and so on, so there really quite a lot of things. And using this, it's like having a bit of background, because it makes you understand how it has been developed, the campaign, and also the progressing of the conquering of the campaign related about the Tyranids, that it was the Tyranids moving towards Baal, and so the conquering of the Cryptus system, and so it's really quite amazing one, and really give you a lot. Moreover, you can see eventually some models that maybe in the future will not be anymore available and so on, and so it's a way to have a physical recording of such happening. And I really love what are here the contents, because there is a lot. Okay, this it's mainly related about the campaign and so on, but it makes you also analyze what are the organization about the Leviathan forces, and I think that it's really quite interesting in such a way, because it makes you understand better, it makes you understand the units that are available and so on. And here I think that it's something that it's worth, because it makes you understand how it has been developed, certain models or so on, and better having an idea of what happened, because this is the introduction about certain model that has for the first time been introduced here, how they can be worked and so on, and also the way to create, for example, group of for example the neural node and so on, that was once a rule then brought to be such type of formation about the Tyranids and so on. So I think that it's really a great thing. Moreover, if you want to take maybe some idea for some apocalypse game or so on, that can be really quite amazing. And I really like such one. For example, the end of such book, it's the same as the one of the Astra Militarum 7th edition. So you can see that there are a lot of things that are repeated in some way, but they are really quite amazing to see. And even if you don't have certain books or so on, you can still have a recording about what has been the options that were as covered so on, and so having a lot. So I really like such type of ones. And then we have the part about the background, and here there is a lot to talk about. So we can find a lot of things, but moreover there is something that it's something that you have to remember, and it's that the rules about what we've seen are something that we can see in the background, because here we can find that there are a lot of options related. This image is of a part, I can say, special edition codex that has been released about the Astra Militarum, that it was only about the Skitari, but I don't have that codex, so I'm not able to bring out as others. And here you can find a lot of background, so you can find that the first contact against the Tyranids were from the Skitari themselves, and so we can find how the campaign itself progressed, so how they were battling against each other and so on, and how it developed with a lot of background related about. And the images, as you can see, are something amazing. They are really quite inspirational. You can really create dioramas and so on with such ways. And as you can see how Cryptus is involved, so how the Imperial Guard, so the Astra Militarum and so on, how the High Fleet of the Leviathan moves along, how it's done, and what has been the problems and so on. There are really a lot of things that you have to talk about. The problems that you find in the ring of protective way about the Cryptus system to reach for Baal and so on. So there are really a lot of things, and you can have also ideas for painting, for example, that it's quite interesting too. And for example, these scenes of head, I can say, really amazing. But as you can see in the space, on the walls, the sororitas intervention, it's really quite a lot of options. You can find a lot of special things by a lot of different armies that can be really quite awesome to see. And you can see a lot of concept that has been brought to the new system of battle, at least when I publish such a book. And also, for example, you can personalize a lot of options or see how they are the real models compared to the one published by the Games Workshop, and so try to modify to create a better version that it suits you, so that it can be represented. As you can see, really there is a lot of things, and the background itself is simply quite amazing, because it allows you to know, for example, certain charters that has disappeared with such one, or for example no sub events or so on, so that it's background, that it's modest, that it's everything. Here there is a lot of things, and it's only a part of the campaign itself, so it's really something that you are going to see, and it's a way also to understand maybe how to make some photos or so on to represent the models. Really, some of these images can be brought again and again, so you know yet, but you have a sort of artwork here, and I like such one because it lets you understand better how the Tyranid as a menace, as a threat, it's really something that you have to think about. But also there is the description of the force that participated inside, and I think that this can be simply amazing. Moreover, a description of the different type of Tyranid with the scheme of color, okay, related about the Leviathan, but it's a way also to know better the things about the Tyranids, because you see the models but they are clean. Instead here you have the dirty designs, so that you can see here better how they are the real monsters, and I really like a lot about such things. Moreover, you can find that the adaptation of the Tyranids can be really a problem, because they can improve or specialize for each wood and so on, what is best for approach that defenders and so on, so that you can have a lot of things to think about when there are Tyranids involved. And I really like such one, because it makes you understand that it doesn't mind that they come from above or so on, but you can find the problems with the seas, under the earth itself and so on, and so improve your knowledge of the different armies, but moreover about Tyranids, because it's an army that it's not suited to be represented as a primal way, so that you can really understand how they behave, because they don't talk, but here you can understand from their actions, and it's perfect in that way. You can really understand better how they proceed, how they conquer, how they are a sort of organized way, even if they are, I can say, partisan, because they have a hive mind, but some of them are think able in some way to have a sort of thoughts that are local ones, but at the same time adapt themselves, and really this is something that it's amazing. As you can see, there is a lot of options to see about, and each of them is something that make you understand better and better how the Tyranids are involved along the conquering, and it's simply something that amazes me every time that I see it, because with a sororitas we can find that it's something that makes you understand how a single hive of the Tyranids can bring a lot of doom to a lot of different armies of the Imperium, and not only, as we see quite later. Still, it's really amazing. So, from Dino Mode, it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video, or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again to the next time.